Well, thank you. Good morning. Appreciate you being here. I'm Norman Adams with Texans for Sensible Immigration Policy, and we are part of 41 similar press conferences taking place today across the country. We are all participating in what we call National Immigration Reform Day. And I want to say this because it is the only thing that's in the news right now is the catastrophe on the border. There is no question that these children, we must treat them humanely, but they have to go home. Keeping these children in this country is not part of immigration reform. They have to go home. Immigration reform is going to address, or needs to address, if Congress will ever get to it, the 15 to 30 million, and God only knows how many, immigrants who are undocumented that have been coming here since 1986.
There's a lot of focus on securing the border and the best way to do that, actually, ironically, is to enact immigration reform. We have people that come here out of desperation that'd like to go back and forth and stay at home and visit their family, but because we have no legal system, we're fencing them in rather than fencing them out in many cases. Congress must deal with this issue now. There's no reason for putting that off. No more excuses.
And what is fundamentally missing in all this debates that we've had recently on immigration is that we don't even have a citizenship list to even check a known person against. And this has been a failure, again, of federal leadership for over 8 years, and in both parties, control of Congress, that we are simply not addressing a fundamental requirement. We are the largest nation that I know of in the earth that doesn't have a citizenship list that's easily accessible.
What is amnesty? Amnesty is the status quo. Amnesty is allowing illegals to stay here unidentified, uncounted, undocumented, and untaxed. Amnesty is shouting for self-deportation, which is a fantasy and which will never happen. Amnesty is denouncing those who have real solutions, those who want to eliminate the job magnet that creates this flood of illegals. Amnesty is shouting but doing absolutely nothing to realistically solve the problems. Those who suppose themselves to be opposing amnesty are in fact perpetuating it.
You know, folks, it's almost 13 years since 9/11. We created Homeland Security, DHS, because of 9/11. And what was the purpose of the Homeland Security program? It was to secure America, to make us secure. And we are almost 13 years past 9/11. We still don't know who is in our own house. We're worried about building a Berlin Wall on the Rio Grande River, and we don't know who is in the house. We need to modernize our 1936 Social Security card. If we don't do that as part of immigration reform, we will continue to have the counterfeited card. And so that's just one part. The other thing is we have to have a positive identification of every non-citizen in this country, criminal background checks, find out who we want to stay, positively ID them so that employers know when they put that person to work who's working on their payroll, and make sure that they work only for employers that deduct and match taxes. You want to bring an end to the 1099 fraud today? Who knows how many illegal immigrants are in this country? Right now, you see the Democrats blaming it on the Republicans. You see the Republicans blaming it on the Democrats. When the Democrats controlled all three houses, they didn't pass it. I can tell you, I talked to one of our favorite congressmen yesterday who told me because of the crisis on the border, everyone's afraid to even talk about it. They're not going to discuss it because they're concerned about the crisis on the border. They're saying they're not. I want all of America to urge them to get something done. Quit kicking the can down the road. It is time to address immigration reform.
I have seen a personal experience as being part of the Katrina operations and relief team down at the Dome. If leadership makes a decision, local government can take action. The federal government is not doing their job at this point in time, and there's a fundamental lack of leadership starting from the White House and in the administration. This issue has been well known, it's been well telegraphed.